Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here in Mississippi, WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in through our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. Glad you all could be with us as well. Well, as you guys know, especially here in the Magnolia State, our students are heading back to school today. And from worries about the pandemic to concerns about the curriculum, parents are looking for flexible K-12 learning options for their children, not only in our states, but also across the country. Well, you guys may not be aware of this, but January through January 29th is recognized as National School Choice Week. It's parents' best opportunity to discover schools in their area. Here to talk to us more about it, we're excited to welcome back Andrew Campanella to our program. Andrew is the president of the National School Choice Week. He's going to talk to us about what you guys should know about this upcoming week and where to go for more information. Andrew, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I am grateful to be on.
So a lot has changed for National School Choice Week in the past decade. Let's start there, Andrew. What has it been like for you to see the growth and the awareness that's taking place since you've been president?
Well, what I have seen in Mississippi and all across the country is that families in record numbers are looking at different schools for their children because families want what's best for their kids. And really, they are looking at all their different options. Traditional public schools, public charter schools, public magnet schools, private and faith-based schools, online public schools, and homeschooling. And 51% of U.S. parents say that they are considering or in the past year have considered finding a new or different school for their kids. At the same time, we're seeing states, including Mississippi, expanding school choice options for families so that parents have more choices to look at. So all of these things are good. All of these things mean that children will have better opportunities to find learning environments where they're more likely to learn, thrive, succeed, and be happy.
Love that. And it really is about them and their learning. So, Andrew, when you kind of look at this, especially the past couple of years, how has the pandemic and its disruption to schools affected this issue of school choice?
COVID has been an absolutely massive disruption to K-12 education in every possible sense of the word. Parents say that COVID disruptions are the second most important reason that they are motivated to look for new or different schools for their kids. Not only are parents frustrated with all of the uncertainty, the closures, how those closures happen, when reopenings will happen, and that disruption, but they're also worried that there's going to be a really detrimental cumulative impact of learning loss for kids where they're not learning at grade level, they're missing out on skills they need to succeed in the real world, and families want to be able to make sure their kids can catch up. That has been a primary motivator for families looking around at their options over the last 24 months. We may see, if the pandemic gets better, which I think it will, which I hope we all think it will, right? We may see parents choosing schools for different reasons, but right now it is a primary factor.
Yeah. Andrew, I want to talk to you about this issue of school choice in another way, because I can remember, I'll be 47 this year, and pretty much when I remember going to school, especially K through 12, pretty much where you live kind of determined where you went to school, right? So I'm curious, when it comes to states now, what do our parents need to know about their options when it comes to school choice?
That's exactly right. I'm 41, and I experienced the exact same situation as you did. You lived in a certain area, you lived in a certain school zone, and unless your parent paid for private school or unless you were homeschooled, you attended that local public school. There were really three options. One of them, private schooling, was cost prohibitive for so many families. Right now, things are very different. You can attend the traditional public school that is in your zone. There are also public charter schools which are free to attend. You don't have to take any tests. Your kids don't have to take any tests to get into them. There are public magnet schools, also free to attend, focused on themes. There are private schools and scholarship and financial aid programs to help parents who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford private schools choose them. In fact, in Mississippi, there are several state-run scholarship programs. Mm-hmm. Some of those are for students with special learning needs, and you can get funding to be able to send your child to a private or faith-based school. You also have online schools, which are a completely new and innovative form of instruction. It's not the same as emergency remote learning during the pandemic. It's full-time, free online schooling. And, of course, more freedom and flexibility to homeschool with more resources for homeschoolers than ever before.
Well, it's good to know that, and that's why I'm so glad we have you on then, Andrew, to talk about what's happening this year, January 23rd through January 29th, and that is National School Choice Week. What is the number one thing you recommend for families, Andrew, as we have the upcoming National School Choice Week?
The number one thing I recommend for moms and dads is, if you want to choose a new or different school for your child, or even just look into your options for the next school year, starting in August or September, start now. It might seem really early, but 47% of families who looked for different schools in the past year said they wish they had more time to consider all of their options. So if you start now and you use all of the free resources, many of which are specific to Mississippi at schoolchoiceweek.com, you will have enough time to thoroughly evaluate all the options out there, to visit schools and ask as many questions as you have.
Love that. And Andrew, so glad that you're able to join us and share the great work that you guys are doing with National School Choice Week, and also what our audience should know. Again, everyone, Andrew Campanella has been our guest, the president of National School Choice Week. You heard Andrew mention the website there, schoolchoiceweek.com. We're going to make sure that we link that up for you guys for this joining us online via the podcast, and also for our radio station. We'll put it on our Facebook page as well. And Andrew, it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime. Thank you so much again for the time.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.